Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Inner Wisdom, and this is going to be another tarot spreads video. The spread that we're looking at today is called The State of Affairs. This spread can be found in the Illustrated Tarot Spreads book by Filner and Schreiner. And this particular spread, which is called The State of Affairs, can be found on page 61. State of Affairs. Okay, so this is a 5-card spread. The first card in the middle here is my current situation. Position number 2, which is here, is what does my past have to do with the present? Card number 3 here, what could the future bring that could clarify the situation? Card number 4 up here is how do I get out of the situation? Card number 5, how do I protect myself in this situation? And then there is a final card, which should be the sum of it all. What will result from all of this? And I will pull that card last. Okay. There also is, in position number 2, it's a 2-part question. It was, what does this past have to do with the present? And or why did this situation come about at all? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clarifying card here. I am going to place a card here to answer that question, the clarifying question. And you know what? Then we'll just put this card right here. That's going to be the sum of it all. Okay? So let's flip over the cards, take a look, and see how we might interpret this. So this is my current situation. This card is what does my past have to do with the present? And this clarifying card is going to be why did this situation come about at all? Card number 3, what could the future bring that could clarify the situation? Card number 4, how do I get out of this situation? Card number 5, how do I protect myself in this situation? And then this would be the sum or the results of it all. Okay? So let's look at this. So the first card, my current situation is the 4 of Cups reversed. Well, usually the 4 of Cups talks to me about my past, talks to me about, when I look at cups, I look at the element of water, and that talks to me about relationships, emotional, spiritual things, things that fulfill me, or things that I'm looking to fill me with these things, like the element of water, very adaptable to things. And when I look at the 4 of Cups, it talks to me about looking at things in the past that did this, things in the past that filled me. Experiences from my childhood that fill me, things that I enjoy that I may have carried through from my childhood that fill me. But because I'm looking at the reverse, this is telling me that my cups are empty. So my current situation would tell me that things from the past that used to fulfill me no longer fulfill me. And I'm feeling very empty or lost. I'm feeling unfulfilled. That's what this would talk to me about. So what does my past have to do with the present? I see the Knight of Cups. And why did this situation come about at all is the 2 of Cups. So we seem to be, cups are a theme here, as well as major arcana cards. That's all I see. So we're dealing with relationships and emotional issues, why I'm feeling unfulfilled. It's an emotional thing for me, a spiritual thing for me. So because I see the Knight of Cups and I see the image going towards my current situation, this would talk to me about someone coming into my life or someone from my past, since we're dealing with past here, someone from my past is returning to my life in the present. And I look at the Knight of Cups being sort of not brand new or a young person or a new relationship, not like a child, but like a peer. I look at knights as a peer to me, someone who is my equal. Probably a friend from my past that is coming back into my life. Maybe we parted ways for whatever reason, but someone's returning. Now this could be a romance, this could just be a friendship, but it's someone I am intimately connected with on an emotional, spiritual level. So they're coming into my life. And that is what has to do with my present. Perhaps their rekindling of our friendship is making me realize that, you know what? These relationships in my past, these things in my past aren't really fulfilling me where I am right now. And why did this situation come about at all is the Two of Cups, which tells me, like I said, I had some sort of intimate connection with this person. Whether it was an actual romance or whether it was just an intimate friendship, we were in an exchange. We were a couple. You know, it could be, you know, my BFF or a lover or a significant other, an ex, whatever it is. That's why it is affecting me right now in my current situation. Position number 3, what could the future bring that could clarify the situation? This is where we see the Lovers card. So this talks to me about making a connection. Maybe even though we are not, this relationship isn't satisfying to me, it is important for them to be in my life right now because it's making me aware of other situations in my life that are not fulfilling. The future, in looking at the relationship with this person, you know, sort of reflects what I'm trying to accomplish in the future. And maybe when as I move through this, a perfect match for me, a perfect vibrational match for me in the future, in, you know, the next month, the next couple of months, will allow me to gain more clarification now. So I would suggest that me or whoever I'm reading for is going through some sort of emotional shift, some emotional change in their relationships. Maybe they are dealing with, you know, other relationship changes. And when I sort of click with myself, with other people, with a situation that is coming in the future, I'll gain better clarification of what's going on now. The 4th card, the Moon, how do I get out of this current situation? How do I get out of feeling as if things aren't fulfilling to me? And this is where I see the Moon. And the Moon talks to me about insight and introspection. It talks to me about looking at situations and trying to understand the situations, looking at the who and the why and the how of each things. You know, I have an understanding, but going deeper in with that understanding, trying to illuminate the things that are hidden in shadow with the light of, you know, introspection, wisdom kind of thing. And because this is a major arcana card, and so is the Lovers, and so is the Magician, which is how do I protect myself, these 3 things talk to me about, again, important situations, important aspects of my life. They're things that I should take note of. So discovering the things that are hidden in my life right now, unveiling secrets, uncovering truths, and finding that perfect vibrational match are going to be important. The Magician is how do I protect myself in this situation, the 5th position here. And this talks to me about using all my abilities, all my knowledge, all my skills, whether it's mundane or magical, really being able to use myself and my knowledge and everything I've gained to protect myself. You know, to cover the mundane as well as the magical and spiritual aspects, you know, shielding yourself, reading contracts, not signing anything without getting, you know, someone to look at it, reading the fine print, looking at how things are done before I invest my energy, my time, doing research on maybe possible jobs, really doing the mundane work and research, as well as the metaphysical and spiritual insight and research to protect myself in all aspects. I have the ability to do it. This card is suggesting I don't forget. And the sum of the sum of everything, what will result from all this? The Ace of Cups, a new relationship with self, a new relationship with my life experience, and perhaps new relationships with people. This could talk about having new relationships, meeting new people, making new friends, perhaps, starting a new job, something like that. But if I'm able to go through that, that's what will happen. So at this point, I want to take another deck and compare how this would look with another deck. And the deck that I'm using today is the Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 1, as above. And so let's take a look. So that's the Ace of Chalices. That's the Two of Water. The Elements is the Magician. They changed some of the names of some of the cards. Obviously, they're using Book of Shadows ideas here. Some of these are not going to be read very differently. I'm sorry, I was calling this the Four of Cups. It's actually the Six of Cups. I realize I'm looking at it upside down. Okay, so a lot of these cards I would not read in any different way. The main card is the one that looks the most different, and this is the Six of Water. So they associate water with the cups, which is exactly what I do. So there's not a lot of difference here. The most different thing that I noticed with the element, it is the element of water. I am just going to look at this real quick. So the 6 is Sarasvati. So the water ones are looking at gods. So it's traditionally with chalices. This is represented by the face of gods. So Saraswati is this particular god, and she's wisdom. But so as much as I would generally, so this would give me a different reading. This would talk to me, my current situation, I'm lacking some sort of wisdom, perhaps even empathy, which would give me a different read altogether here. I would read it differently if that was the main situation. I would read the past Maiden of Water. I would still read in the same way, although this person isn't going isn't approaching the person. She's looking, the Maiden of Water is looking straight on. There is a dolphin jumping over her head. The dolphin's going in a different direction. So I might even suggest here that there is someone moving away from the individual situation. Maybe there was if this is a lack of wisdom and empathy, this might represent a person in my life who I am not currently in a relationship with because they're sort of moving away from what's happening. Yeah, it almost feels like they're moving away. So maybe there was a breakdown in a relationship. Yeah, the Two of Cups I would read the same way. So that would be a relationship. So maybe there was a friend that I had, and because I'm feeling a lack of empathy or wisdom, I didn't handle it quite right. Maybe we had a change in something happened, a miscommunication, and this person is sort of pulling away, and it's changing how I'm feeling. I'm not feeling very empathetic. I'm not feeling very wise because of this change in a relationship with someone I was intimately connected with, and I'm feeling kind of lost with that. What could the future bring that could clarify the situation? Beltane or Beltane is the Lovers. And I would say perhaps a relationship or again, a perfect match, something in the future. I would read that very much the same way. The fourth, how do I get out of this situation? So the moon card here is represented by Samhain. This I would read differently. When I think of Samhain, I think of communing with the dead. I could think of communing with the ancestors. I think of communing with the beloved dead, the ancestors, the mighty ones. So I would suggest, how do I get out of this situation? Well, get your information, consult the ancestors, consult the spirit realm, and they will give you the guidance that you need. That's how I would read that, which is a little different. It's still tapping into wisdom, but in a different way. And how do I protect myself? I would read this in the same way. The magician is all of the elements. I would say, you know, how do you protect yourself? You use all the elements and all the tools that you have in front of you. Protect yourself in every aspect of the realm, the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, and the spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. Protect yourself in all aspects. Make sure your ass is covered so things don't go awry. And the sum of everything would be the Ace of Cups. When I see the Ace of Cups here, this talks to me about the Great Right, which talks about the act of creation, the two polarities coming together to create everything, the two elements coming together to create the rest. So this would tell me that something is going to be culminating, that I'm going to do something, I'm going to create something, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a physical thing, but I'm going to create something which is going to bring forth everything that I need, everything I want. So that's how I would interpret this. If you decide to do the state of affairs spread for yourself, please share with me how it worked out for you. If you do a video, share the link with me. I'd love to watch it. And until next time, I love you. Blessed be.